smoke.
Yeah, Daigo's actually the lead car. Conrad's going to be following.
Here we go, Daigo Saito.
These Achilles tires in this 1,200 horsepower 2JZ engine, 85.4.
Wow.
On the speed
That's
trap.
the fastest
Daigo is
speed we've seen
flying.
in practice. Look at Conrad catch up. Pretty aggressive run. Conrad's not far behind, putting on a great follow run.
You know, Conrad putting out a lot of smoke with Daigo, but man, Daigo just left Conrad in the dust on this entry. You're about to see it here on the instant replay. Daigo coming through, he got clocked at 85.4. 85.4. Daigo is just on the gas as Conrad's swinging out.
You also have to give Conrad some credit for being able to make up that difference while staying drift and not taking too shallow of a line. You know, he's getting aggressive here, diving in with Daigo. He slowly makes up ground over the entirety of the course.
He did catch up a little bit and not cheat his line, but I just don't see how you can't tip your hat to Daigo on that one.
Well, one thing to keep in mind, too, when these cars switch, the judges had mentioned earlier they don't want to see twitchy driving. They really want to see consistent follow. So, you know, Daigo's kind of known for stomping on the gas and then letting off real quick. So if he can maintain that proximity while giving a consistent amount of throttle, that should give him the win. But Conrad's a tricky car to follow. His car transitions a little bit slower than a lot of the other cars out there. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. Conrad's always mentioned, too, that it's much harder for him to slow his car down, so he tends to be very conservative on his follow runs. That looked pretty aggressive from what we've seen against Daigo the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, my prediction was we'd hit 85 miles an hour, and I really thought that was going to be top 8, top 4, and Daigo's already done it in top 32. So I think the next target is, you know, if we can hope to see an 87.5 here. Let's see how Conrad comes to the traps.
Daigo's got that Garrett turbo on his car, hunting a V8 right now.
Daigo all over him, 75.3, 10 miles an hour slower.
A lot of angle in this Camaro. You'll see Daigo sacrificing angle in order to stay close to Conrad.
But really matching him, staying on his door.
Ooh, tough call to make. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a judge.
I got to give that one to Daigo. And I'm probably one of his bigger critics here in the series. Let me say something, though. You got to realize this. Conrad is initiating at 75 miles an hour.
10 miles an hour slower.
Correct. So Daigo had to make a 10-mile-an-hour adjustment from lead to follow and did it without a problem.
Very shallow here on the angle from Daigo. I'd like to see more angle personally, but I think I'm an angle guy, and a lot of other people like to see the proximity more. I think Daigo knows what the judges like to see, and he's shown that because he's won so many tandem battles this season. So, again, I'm glad I'm not a judge. We'll see what they say.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say. I mean, Conrad, let's not discredit him at all. He put out a lot of smoke. He had a lot of angle. But, I mean, it just was such a big discrepancy in the speed, and Daigo wasn't phased at all. 10 miles an hour is a huge difference in your driving.
That's more than 10%. So we'll see how the judges, they're getting their decisions written down.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a broken record at all. And I know we brought it up a couple times. Just for the new people tuning in, the judges really set a precedent of proximity and door-to-door through the whole track. And I think for that reason alone, they're going to have to let Daigo move through.
Daigo definitely had better proximity on his chase run. So we're waiting on the decision for those trying to pay attention.
Ryan Lamartine says one more time. Brian Eggert says Conrad Grunewald. Andy Yen says one more time. I don't think anyone's going to be upset about that call. Well, apparently we've shown that I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I think we're probably going to move on to the next tandem battle before we come back to this. That's going to be Miro Ovcharek against Ken Gushi. For those who are wondering who Miro is a Pro-Am driver, a rookie in Formula D. This is his first tandem battle. He was able to qualify second overall, which is extremely impressive as a rookie. And his reward for qualifying second was a battle against Ken Gushi in his FRS.
What do you think's going through his head right now before he makes his first Formula D tandem battle?
If I was driving, I would be thinking, don't spin. That's the one single thing that can take you out of competition the fastest.
Basically initiating, going, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh
Yep.
crap, oh crap. Luckily, Miro does have the advantage. You know, normally when people are making their first Formula Drift tandem, they're following first.
Yeah.
So luckily, Miro can kind of lay down a qualifying run, take it easy,
Drive his line.
and then really figure out, and hopefully his spotter can help him from there gauge what he needs to do and follow to make the win happen.
So maybe these drivers are going to be ready faster than
Well, Conrad didn't swap tires, which is very interesting to me. With putting out a lot of that smoke, Hankook's tire degradation is a lot faster than next in some of these other tires. Daigo looks like he's not sure if he's switching tires either, and no. They're both lining up with no tires, which is getting some interesting faces
yeah, most of
from
these guys.
some of the people up here in the spotter stand. I like the dedication, though. I like that they're both going out on these tires. I don't really know what to think. I mean, these two probably put out more smoke than anyone in the series, and they're going back out.
Just goes to show the longevity of both these tires. Achilles from Daigo and Hankook's from Conrad.
And I'm pretty sure in the rule book, Jacob, once they make this first pass, they cannot. They're dedicated to these tires for all 2 laps.
Yep. The only way you're allowed to call a 5-minute in between is if there's car-to-car contact or other mechanical failure. So here we go. Again, Daigo Saito running that Garand Turbo by Garrett. V8 Hunters Cup.
Here comes Daigo. How fast?
86 miles an hour. He's good, stepping it up.
Flying away from Conrad.
Getting aggressive. Tightening up.
Man,
Conrad is a little bit ground again here to Daigo. Daigo nicked the clipping point perfectly. It didn't even move. Wow.
Wow. Holy cow. That was a battle. Daigo hit 86.1 on the entry of that.
Can you believe
lap.
this is already only top 32? We need to see that again. This is a great replay. Daigo Saito initiating here. Great lead run. Again, he's just going to check out and run his qualifying line. Conrad's whole goal is to try and catch up. He tries to catch up as much as possible, but again, Daigo's car has a ton of horsepower and is able to keep that lead the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, Daigo did a really good job making sure he clipped that outside clip. Conrad, though, notably, once again, had a lot more line.
Yeah.
But, man, that was an exciting tandem battle. I just had to have someone hand me a water right now. That was, whew.
Again, this is only top 32. This is, these are almost gimme runs in some of the other series because they don't have all 32 drivers that are as competitive as this. But we've got Daigo Saito, who's a world champion, CONRAD GRUNEWALD, who won the event in Wall, New Jersey last year, shown that he can compete with the best of them.
Let's look at this. Daigo Saito did 86.1 miles an hour on his 3rd competition run on these tires that were probably already scrubbed in.
Yeah.
So this wasn't a full tread tire. That's a real good testament to this Achilles tire that you can purchase.
Yeah, again, all the tires in Formula D on these cars are DOT-approved tires. Here we go with CONRAD GRUNEWALD leading. Let's see what the entry speed is.
Conrad with an entry. Daigo matching 76.9 for Conrad. Daigo all
look
over
at Daigo.
Conrad.
This is why he's a D1 champion.
Door
Super tight on
to-
his door, reminding Conrad exactly where he's at.
I don't think Daigo's trying to leave any conversation up to the judges right now. That was insane.
What a run. I mean, if you're Conrad, you just got to drive your line. We're going to see on the replay, Conrad's doing everything he can, but Daigo just won't leave him. Again, 76.9 miles an hour from Conrad, 9 miles an hour slower than what Daigo entered at. So a big adjustment for Daigo, and he just sticks it right on Conrad's door. This is exactly what the judges want to see, is that proximity door to door. As they transition back and forth, you'll see him dive right in again to stay close to Conrad.
It does look a little similar to the first battle, but, you know, I feel like Daigo actually got a little more aggressive towards the entry, and maybe that'll credit him a little way. I thought Daigo took the last one. None of the judges voted my way. How do you think this one's going to go, Jacob?
Oh, man. Again, I'm glad I'm not a judge, but I do feel that Daigo had a much stronger follow this round and was much less twitchier than what...
Would you like to see another one more time?
You know, I wouldn't be mad if I saw it one more time. I have a feeling that if they went one more time, they might actually change tires this time, though. We're going to take a poll. Polling the fans from J-Rod. These